I was shocked to hear you say that the pyramid of humanity consists only of Ayatollah Khomeini and Albert Einstein, and there is no qualitative difference between the two. Is not there a third alternative?
I am shocked too. But one is helpless against the reality. The truth is that there is no qualitative difference between Ayatollah Khomeini and Albert Einstein. I would have loved to declare if there was even a small possibility of some qualitative difference. That does not mean that both are the same type of persons. Ayatollah Khomeini is a madman. Albert Einstein is a super genius. The sharpest intelligence humanity has ever produced. So I am not saying that they both are the same kind of people. But what can I do? They belong to the same range. Ayatollah is the lowest in the line, Albert Einstein the highest. But the difference is only of degrees. It is the same pyramid. Ayatollah Khomeini, Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Benito Mussolini, Mao Zedong, they are as human as Albert Einstein, Bertrand Russell, Jean-Paul Sartre, Karl Jaspers. They belong to one humanity, to one mind. But Ayatollah Khomeini and his company is sick. The mind is the same, but it is sick mind. It is upside down. Albert Einstein and Bertrand Russell are healthy. It is the same mind, but in the right shape. It is as it should be. But I cannot say that they belong to two different categories. That will be a lie. Consoling. You will not be shocked. I will not be shocked. Everybody will be happy. But to destroy truth for such stupid consolations is not going to help anybody. But why you look only from one side? There are many aspects which have to be considered. Why don't you see it as a great revelation? You have thought only of one thing, that's why you got sucked. I got sucked too. But I also got excited, ecstatic. You thought only of one thing, that Albert Einstein is reduced to the level of Ayatollah Khomeini. But why can't you see the other possibility, that Ayatollah Khomeini can be raised to the level of Albert Einstein? I am opening a tremendous possibility for these mad people. And these mad people have dominated human history. Something has to be done. Humanity as such is not bad, not evil. But one Ayatollah Khomeini can drive a whole country crazy, idiotic. The names, the words, the principles they use to hide their madness and stupidity are beautiful. Ayatollah Khomeini recites the Holy Quran every day. He does not need to read. It is memorized to him, the whole Holy Quran. And he quotes continuously from the Holy Quran. And those who are listening to him and following him believe that he is a prophet, a messenger of God, sent to help Islam succeed. Because that's what all the religions believe. If they succeed, then only there is any future for humanity. Otherwise, there is no future. Man is finished. And what he is doing is so barbarous, so ugly, so inhuman. People are being slaughtered continuously, beheaded continuously. People are being beaten to death on the crossroads before thousands of spectators, and they all are rejoicing because this is the success of Islam. And Ayatollah Khomeini says that anything done according to the Islamic principles is right. There is no other way, no other criterion to decide right or wrong. There is only one way. If it is according to the Islamic principles, and those Islamic principles are just barbarous, to say the least. To behead a man is Islamic. If the man is not willing to become a Mohammedan, then it is better he should die. Living as a non-Mohammedan is worse than dying, because death may change his life pattern. Perhaps in this body, in this mind, he is incapable of becoming a Mohammedan. So this body and mind has to be destroyed. These are hindrances in his salvation. And to die by the hands of Islamic soldiers is a glory in itself. You should be proud. You attained a great death. You could not attain a great life, but you attained a great death. So the person who is dying by the Islamic murderers is fortunate. And the people who are dying, killing him, are also earning great virtue, because there is no other motive. They are trying to help the man to transform his being. They are making the way to God clean and clear for the person. They are doing God's work. They will be born as saints in paradise. So both are benefited. How something can be wrong and evil when both the parties are immensely benefited, spiritually benefited? Do you see the cunningness of people? But Ayatollah has the same mind as you have. Just it has gone nuts. But it can be repaired. This is happening all over the world. Just the other day, one woman jumped in Vatican from St. Peter's Basilica, the highest church in Christendom, and killed herself. Nobody knows why. And perhaps nobody will ever know why. But hearing this, the immediate response that came to me was that this woman has declared something significant. The whole humanity is going to die. In Vatican, from St. Peter's Basilica, this woman is a pioneer. She has simply said that this is going to happen to whole humanity. And they are doing everything. The Pope, the cardinals, the bishops, the priests, to let this happen. Just today, a very respected humanitarian Catholic nun Judith Warm has been expelled from Catholic Church. She runs in California a shelter for poor women, abandoned women, rejected women. And she has helped thousands of women. All his life's work is nothing. Just she has committed a small mistake. Mistake in the eyes of the Christian bureaucracy. In a newspaper advertisement in favor of abortion, she signed. The newspaper had asked those who are in favor should sign and send the advertisement back to the newspaper, so they can say that all Christians are not against abortion. Sister Judith signed it. And that is a great sin. The woman worked his whole life, served thousands of women, is respected all over California. And she understands the problems of women, abortion, children, orphans, more than those idiots who have expelled her from church. Not only that, they have expelled her from church, they have prevented her from entering the shelter that she has made for poor women, suffering women. She is not allowed to enter into the church, into the shelter, and she is no more a nun. Nobody bothers even that what she was doing was humanitarian. More population means more problems. You are not able to solve the problems that are present. Each child brings thousands of problems with him. Already more people have arrived on the earth than the earth can support. Even countries like America have such problems which should have disappeared from the world long before. What to say about the third world, the poor world, Africa, Latin America, Asia? What to say of those countries? In America there are 35 million illiterate adults. In 20th century, in the richest country of the world, technologically, scientifically, culturally, in every way on the top, 35 million adults is still uneducated. They can't read a newspaper. And you go on bringing people, you cannot solve simple problems. And there are complicated problems. In the gas explosion in Bhopal, thousands died. All the women that were pregnant and did not die now have started giving birth to children. Thousands of children are coming out of the womb dead, are crippled, are blind, are retarded. Few which are born alive die within 6 weeks. The physicians and the scientists were not thinking that the gas is going to affect the fetus so dangerously. And this was only a small explosion. When your nuclear explosions and atomic explosions will start happening, how they are going to effect is unimaginable. And it will not affect only you, it will affect all the generations that will follow you. It will affect the whole future of humanity. Who is creating these problems? The same mind. The same mind can solve them. So when I say Ayatollah Khomeini and Albert Einstein belong to the same line, if you think that Albert Einstein is also like Ayatollah Khomeini, you will get only a shock. But if you also think that Ayatollah Khomeini has also the capacity to be an Albert Einstein, then you will be also excited like me. But I had talked only about the pyramid of the mind. I have not talked about people who have dropped out of mind. I have not talked about the meditators. That is a qualitative difference. From both, a man of meditation is as far away from Ayatollah Khomeini as he is from Albert Einstein. Because he is far away from mind itself. The pyramid was only of people living in the mind. So don't be depressed. You can jump out of the pyramid. Nobody is forcing you in it. It is your decision to be in it or not to be in it. You can become a watcher. You can stand outside the pyramid and watch the whole stupid game that goes on. I'm not part of the pyramid. That's why I can talk about the pyramid. I describe it in total detail from all the aspects, because I am just a watcher. I can move around the pyramid. I can see all its faces. I can see its lowest depth. I can see its highest peak. Because I am not in it. If you are in it, then it is impossible for you to watch it in its totality. You have to be out of it. And there have been people down the ages very few, but that does not make any difference. Even if a single person can escape out of the pyramid, that is enough to prove the potentiality. And many have escaped out of it. Just a little effort on your side, a little alertness, and you can slip out of the mind. Because the pyramid is not made of something solid. The bricks it is made out of are of thoughts. You are surrounded by a wall of thoughts. It is so easy to come out of it, you don't have even to dig a hole in the wall. You don't have even to open a door. You have simply to stand silently and see whether the wall really exists or only appears. In the East, they call it a mirage. It only appears. Closer you come to it, and better you look at it, it starts disappearing. Thoughts are the most insubstantial things in the world. They don't have anything material in them. Thoughts are the only holy or unholy ghosts. If you are afraid of a ghost, the ghost is very substantial. I am reminded of my childhood. In my hometown, there was a monastery belonging to the religion of Kabir. It is not known around the world, but in India there are Kabir Panthis, followers of Kabir. In my hometown there was a monastery where a very famous follower of Kabir Sahib Das had lived long before me. But he had left a big monastery, a huge temple, and many caves for meditators, and very beautiful caves, because his monastery is very close to the river. Small hills of the river where he has made those caves, and inside the caves small ponds of water, and you can go inside the caves, from one cave to another cave. Few are blocked. Either the water has filled them completely, or the earth has fallen. But it is something beautiful to see. And just to sit in those caves, they are so silent. Not even the breeze comes there. And they have made exactly in the right proportion, so that a man can live in those caves without being short of oxygen, because air will not be coming from the outside, but the proportion of the cave is enough to have oxygen for you at least for 3 months. So people were sent to meditate in those caves. I was very young. Sahib Das must have died 20-30 years before I was born. But his successor, Satya Sahib, him I knew very well. And he was an idiot. As it happens, for some particular reason, saints somehow attract idiots. I am not a saint. So you need not be worried. But saints attract idiots. Perhaps there is a certain balance nature has to keep. That if there is a saint, then a certain amount of idiots are needed to keep the balance. Nature believes in balance. It continuously goes on balancing everything. This Satya Sahib was an utter idiot, but he was a great friend of my father. So it is because of my father I started going there and moving around and looking in those caves, and it was really a huge monastery, and the man must have been of great influence. His master. Now there was nobody else except Satya Sahib, his successor. Everybody has left. Huge gardens, fields, And in a very secluded spot, very green, and just the river by the side. Sat Sahib's master was buried in the campus of the monastery. In India, many religions don't cremate their saints. Everybody else is cremated. But few religions, for example, Kabir Panthis, don't cremate their saints because their bodies have been in contact with such a great soul that those bodies has become living memories of something so great that to destroy them is not right. So their bodies have to be just buried like Christians and Mohammedans do. A samadhi, a grave is made. It is not called grave, it is called samadhi, the same word which is used for the ultimate state of consciousness. Because the man had attained samadhi, his grave is no ordinary grave. It is a symbol of samadhi, of the ultimate consciousness. The monastery was huge, and only one person was living there. And the samadhi of Kabir Panthis are not completely closed. They have the side sliding. So every year the body can be brought out, and every year they can worship the saint again. One of my teachers was an atheist. I said, that's perfectly good, but do you believe in ghosts or not? He said, ghosts? I don't believe even in God. Why should I believe in ghosts? They don't exist. I said, before saying that, give me a chance to prove. Because I have been meeting a ghost, seeing, talking, and he's a ghost of such a great man, Sahib Das. He said, all nonsense. You must have got that idea from that idiot Sat Sahib. He goes on talking about his guru. Nobody listens, but he goes on talking and I have seen you have been going there. I said, you have rightly seen me going there, but you don't know that I have managed meetings with his master, which he himself has not been able to manage. He looked suspicious, but I sounded just the way I always sound. So certain. That I said, there is no problem. There is no need to discuss it. Discussion will come later on. First, let the encounter. He started feeling a little fear. I said, don't be afraid. I'm with you, and 3 and 4 other of my friends will be there, because we have to slide the door, which is heavy, then we have to pull the body. He said, all these things will have to be done. They have to be done. The body has to be pulled out. And then only I can ask Sahib Das to materialize. Just one thing you have to be aware. Don't make any noise, because if the successor Satya Sahib gets up, then there will be trouble, because this is very much against their religion. Only one day in the year, the day he died, they can pull out the body. And this is absolutely against their religion, and there will be great trouble. So be very quiet and be very silent. And if any situation arises that you have to run away, then don't wait for anybody and don't call anybody's name. Simply run away. Just take care, because this is the trouble, that the ghosts sometimes catch hold of you, particularly your clothes. So just take care. And this teacher was a Bengali, long kurta and dhoti, and Bengalis use very loose clothes. So anybody who is of no use, cannot run, cannot do any hard work, is called Bengali Babu. In India, to be called Bengali Babu is an insult. These are the two extremes. If somebody calls you Sardarji, that is an insult. That means you have no mind. Not in the sense that you are a meditator, in the sense that you are an Ayatollah Khomeini. Or if somebody calls you Bengali Babu, that means just useless. And Bengalis have strange habits. Their dhoti is so loose that if they run, they are bound to fall. Continuously they keep umbrella. 24 months. Whether it is raining or not does not matter. Whether it is hot or not does not matter. And in India, seasons are very fixed. You need not carry the umbrella. In the whole of India, nobody carries the umbrella whole year. But Bengali Babu, somehow it has become part of their style. They continuously carry the umbrella, an unnecessary luggage for no reason. So I told my teacher, Bhattacharya was his surname. I said, "Sir, leave your umbrella, because he may catch hold of your umbrella. Because these ghosts catch things." He said, "I cannot leave my umbrella. Without umbrella, I feel as if I am naked or something is missing continuously." And I said, "You have to make your dhoti tight, because if it falls open, and then you will have to run naked." And these ghosts are ghosts. They don't believe in your manners, etiquette. He may catch hold of your dhoti and you will have to run without your dhoti. He is a saint. I said, he is a saint, but now he is a ghost too. But it is up to you. If you want, you can come the way you want. He came, he had his dhoti as much tight as he could. The fashion they make, the dhoti can be made in many fashions. The Maharashtrians make the best. Then it functions almost like a pajama, parted in two ways. You can run, you can work. The Bengalis do the worst. The one part that they tug at their back is so loose, it goes on touching the floor. The other part that they tug in front of them, that goes on touching the floor. They are just hodgepodge. We went in the middle of the night. We had chosen a dark night when there is no moon, because if the successor sees us, and I needed a dark night for a ghost, because I have made a young man ready to be a ghost and catch hold of Bhattacharya's dhoti. If he does not with his umbrella, you catch hold of his dhoti. And the grave was big enough, because they have to pull out the body. It is in a casket, the body you have to pull out, but the grave is big enough. So by the side of the casket, my ghost was lying down. So this was the arrangement, that we will pull out our man. And at that very time, somebody out of us may drop something, and somebody will shriek, and the running will start, and before he can see who is the ghost will catch something out of him. And that's what happened. It went perfectly well. And the ghost caught his dhoti. And Bhattacharya, you cannot believe what a man can become when he is really in a fear. He himself dropped his dhoti. He did not wait the dhoti to be dropped by itself. He himself opened it up. Dhoti, umbrella, the ghost was not even asking. Because the ghost was lying down and umbrella was up under his arm, he threw that who knows, he may jump for the umbrella. And when he started taking his kurta, I said, the ghost is satisfied, you come on. And tomorrow morning, I asked him, what about your atheism? He said, all that was nonsense. I was a fool. You are right. There is a God. But what a strange night. And I said, you should at least thank me, I saved your kurta. So that is I remember. I was throwing it in the order that if the ghost starts holding anything, then I am caught. Leave everything. So at least I can reach my home. At the most, people will laugh and it will be embarrassing. And it was embarrassing even in my kurta when I reached. And we had made all arrangements that people should be there. Because in the middle of the night, who will see him? In a town, a small town, all people go to sleep by 9, at the most 10. In those days, there was no movie, talkie. So by 9, it is almost deserted. So we had arranged that something really great is going to happen. You just wait. Near about 12, you will see Bhattacharya coming naked. Naked? I said, but don't say it to anybody. Even without his umbrella. So people were really excited and they were waiting. Everybody lying down on his bed. In summer, in India, people sleep in the streets on their beds. So everybody was lying down but awake. And as Bhattacharya came, there was a great crowd. And torches and lamps and people were... And Bhattacharya was perspiring and just trembling. We had to take people that this is not right, you should go. He has met a ghost and now you are bothering him. He may die. He has got such a shock. We took him in. We gave him a good cold bath, poured as many buckets of water as possible to bring him to his senses. It was too difficult to bring him to his senses. At last he said, yes, now I am feeling better. But where is that ghost? I said, that ghost has gone in. We have closed. And my umbrella and dhoti. I said, we have brought those because we prayed to the ghost that poor Bhattacharya is a very poor man. And you are a saint. It is enough punishment for the atheist. More than that is not needed. So he has given you. From that day, we saw that every day Bhattacharya was going in the morning to put flowers on that samadhi and to pray and do some worship there. I said, have you become a Kabir Panthi? He said, I have to become a Kabir Panthi. I am reading the scriptures of Kabir Panthis, the sayings of Kabir, the songs of Kabir. They are really beautiful. But I must thank you, he said to me, that if you had not arranged that encounter with the ghost, I would have died an atheist. Ghosts don't exist. But millions of people believe. Not only believe, they have seen. They have met. But all those meetings are such meetings, arranged. And it is so easy. Your thoughts are just like ghosts. You simply go on believing in them, never trying to have an encounter, never turning yourself towards them and staring at them. You will be simply surprised that any thought that you stare at simply melts away. It cannot stand your watchfulness. So there is a third alternative. You need not be either Ayatollah Khomeini or Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein is a good man. But good and bad are two sides of the same coin. Saint and sinner are two sides of the same coin. Heaven and hell, God and devil. Two sides of the same coin. Neither can exist without the other. But there is a third alternative. You need not be either. And that is really to be yourself. To be out of the pyramid of the mind is to enter into the temple of your being. The pyramid is for the dead. Actually, the pyramids were made as graves for Egyptian kings and queens. They are graveyards. And when I used the word pyramid for the mind, I used it knowingly. That mind is also a graveyard of dead things, past memories, experiences, shadows, all shadows. But by and by they become too thick that they create a dark curtain around you. If you want to escape from your shadow, what do you think you have to do? To run? Then you will be in the same position as Bhattacharya. The shadow will follow you wherever you go. It will be with you. It is your shadow. And shadow is non-existential. It is a ghost. The only way to get rid of it is to turn back and look at it and try to find whether there is any substance in it. There is nothing. It is pure negativity. It is just because you are standing in the way of the sun rays. So the sun rays cannot come. And the absence of sun rays creates the shadow. Exactly is the situation about your thoughts. Because you are not watchful, because you are not silent, because you can't see things clearly without any disturbance. Thoughts are substitutes for awareness. Unless you become aware, thoughts will continue. I have loved a story very much. I don't know whether it is true or not. Because one of the great Buddhist scholars, Bhadant Anand Kausalayan, listening to this story, came to see me that very night. And he said that my whole life I have devoted to Buddhist scriptures. And he is a world famous authority on Buddhist scriptures. But you are a strange man. Whenever you come, he used to live in Nagpur. And I used to pass Nagpur 2-3 times a year at least. Whenever I will go to South India, I will pass through Nagpur. And I had many friends in Nagpur. So whenever I will be there, there will be 2-3 lectures, talks, discussions. He said, whenever you come, you always come with a new story about Buddha. From where you get these stories? Because I have been reading all Buddhist scriptures, I have been checking, I have not found a single instance anywhere. I said, don't be bothered. I don't care whether the story is true or not. What I care is whether the story is significant or not. What does it matter whether it historically happened or not? What matters whether it is potentially possible or not? He said, that means you have totally different criterions. I have never heard about these criterions, potentially possible. I said, if you have not heard, I can repeat again. You can hear well. This was the story that he was very much puzzled. He came in the morning again. I don't think he could sleep. He said, the story is simply not historical. I said, I don't care. I don't care even if Buddha is historical or not. What does it matter to me? If Buddha was not born, that is his business. I will not be in any way. Millions of people have not been born. What does it matter? One more person not born, we would not even have noticed that Gautam Buddha is missing. But I said, why are you worried? You forget that story. If you don't want, don't like. He said, that is the trouble. I loved the story. I liked it. I would love the story to be historical. I said, that is impossible. I cannot make history. I cannot write down your scriptures again. I don't have time and neither any desire. But if you love the story and you see the significance of it, then I will tell you one thing. Don't tell anybody because nobody will believe it. He said, what? I said, come close to me. So I told in his ear that I am the Buddha. And I am telling you the story myself. Don't say it to anybody because nobody will believe it. And even if you say, I will refuse that I ever said it to you. He said, you are something? You are just, right now you are saying it. I said, you don't have any witness. There is nobody here. We both are. And I simply deny to have said anything. And why should I say such a thing? Because Buddha died 25 centuries ago. I am nobody's ghost. I am just myself. This is the story that he remained puzzled. Whenever I went, he will say that if you can some way help me from where you got it. I said, I don't get things from right sources. I have my own ways of finding, creating, inventing. I am not obliged to be strictly historical, to be strictly this or that. Anything that I feel is meaningful can be indicative of some truth. I pick it up from anywhere and I put it through anybody's mouth. This is the story that Buddha is going from one village to another. On the way, it is a hot day, summer. He feels thirsty and he is old. So he asks Ananda, Ananda, I am sorry, but you will have to go back. 2-3 miles back, we have left a small stream of water, and I am very thirsty. You go and bring water. Ananda said, there is no need to feel sorry for this. Is my joy to serve you in any way. I am obliged, you are not obliged. You rest under this sal tree and I will go. He went back. He knew exactly where the stream was. They had just passed it. And when they had passed by the side of the stream, it was crystal clear. A mountain, a stream, has a clarity of its own. But when he reached again to take water, few bullock carts had passed through the stream, and the whole stream was muddy. All the mud that was settled in the bottom has arisen on the surface. Old leaves, rotten leaves were floating on top. He could not think that this water he can take for Buddha to drink. So he came back and he said to Buddha that this is the situation, I cannot take that water for you, but don't be worried, 4 miles ahead you rest. I know a big river. From there I will bring the water. Although it is getting late and you are thirsty, but what can I do? Buddha said, no, I want the water from that stream. You unnecessarily wasted time. You should have brought the water. But Ananda said, the water is dirty and muddy. Rotten leaves are floating all over it. How can I bring it? Buddha said, you go and you bring it. When the master says so, Ananda went back reluctantly, but was surprised. By that time, the leaves have moved. The water was continuously flowing. The water has taken the leaves away, and the dust, the mud, has settled back. Just a little was left, but Ananda got the message. He also sat by the side of the stream. That's what Buddha had meant, go back. And seeing that things have changed, if he had just waited here, soon the crystal clear water will be there. He waited there, and soon the water was there. He brought the water. Buddha said, Ananda, did you get the message? Ananda was crying with tears. He said, yes, I got the message. In fact, I had not told you. When I had gone for the first time and I saw this whole thing, those two bullock carts passing just ahead of me, just in front of me, disturbing the whole stream. I had also gone into the stream to settle it. And the more I tried to settle it, the more it became unsettled. The more I walked into it, the more mud came up, more leaves. Seeing that it is impossible to settle it, I had come back. I had not told you this. I am sorry. I was foolish. That was not the way to settle the stream back into its natural way. I should have simply waited by the side. I should have simply watched. Things happen on their own. The leaves were going down the stream and the mud was settling. And just sitting there watching at the stream, I got the message that this stream is the stream of my mind, of all rotten thoughts, past, dead, mud. And I am continuously trying to settle it, jumping into it makes it worse than before and creates a pessimistic attitude that perhaps in this life I am not going to attain what Buddha says, the state of no mind. But today, seeing that stream, a great hope has arisen in me. Perhaps the stream of my own mind is also going to be settled in the same way. And just sitting there, I had a little glimpse. Buddha said, I'm not thirsty. You are thirsty. And you were not sent to bring water for me. You were sent to understand a certain message. Because while we were coming, I had seen those two bullock carts on top of the hill. And I knew by what time they will be passing. So I had sent you right in time to bring water. Just sit by the side of the stream of your mind. Don't do anything. Nothing is expected from you. You just keep quiet, calm. As if it is none of your business. What is happening in the mind is happening somewhere else. It is not you. It is somebody else. You are only a watcher. And just few glimpses of watching will prepare you to get out of the pyramids without any fighting, without any struggle, without any practice. You simply stand up and get out. There is no ghost. So nobody is going to catch your clothes and your umbrella and pull you back. You will be surprised that after a few days I told Bhattacharya the whole thing. He won't believe. He said, "You cannot deceive me anymore." I said, "That time you were deceived." He said, "No, I have encountered the ghost myself and I have seen what it means." He said, "I know what you are trying. You are trying again another encounter. If somehow you can convince me there is no ghost, then one day again another encounter. I believe. I don't want to encounter. I have encountered once for all. I will remain a believer unto my last breath. Nobody can convince me now. You have convinced me forever. I tried many times, but the more I tried, the more he said, "Why you are after me? First you were trying to convince me there is a ghost, there is a God, there is this, there. Now you are trying that there is nothing." I said, "I can arrange another encounter and make you explain the whole thing, how it was arranged, who was lying inside, how he pulled him out, how things were dropped, how your dhoti was pulled." He said, "I don't want. Whether ghosts exist or not, but I don't want to have any encounter." After 20 years, he met me on a railway station. I was just looking on the book stall, and he was also looking there. I said, "Bhattacharya, it is so great to see you. Do you still believe?" He said, "Don't say a single word against religious things. I have become a very sincere believer, but I must say the whole credit goes to you." Said, "That's certainly true. The whole credit goes to me, because I had arranged the whole thing. But now you are so old. At least now you should try to understand that it was all a joke." He said, "Don't mention that thing at all, because even to remember of that, and my whole being starts trembling. That night has transformed my whole being." I said, "This you call transformation? You were better before." This is the original fall. He said, "Whatsoever it is, but I am perfectly satisfied." people go on believing in anything that is consolatory. Their ghosts, their gods, their heaven and hell, these are all just consolations. Their saints, holy men, sages, all consolations. And a true man needs guts to get out of all this rotten mess. And the only way to get out of it is to become a witness of your own thought processes. And it is easy. It is the easiest thing in the world. Just you have to do it once. But you never try even once. And you go on thinking that it is the most difficult thing. I also used to think that it is a very difficult thing. Because that's how I have been told by everybody, read into every book, that it is such a great, difficult phenomenon. It takes lives together for a man to come to the state of no mind. And when everybody is saying that, and there is not even a single exception, it is very natural that you may start believing in it. But I am a little eccentric. My logic does not follow the ordinary course. It goes zigzag. Once I became certain that everybody says it is difficult. Every scripture says it is difficult. My mind functions differently. The first idea that came to me was, it is possible that nobody has tried. Otherwise, there will be different opinions. Somebody will say it is so much difficult, somebody will say it is more difficult than that, somebody will say it is less difficult than that. It is impossible to have an unanimous support for its difficulty from all over the world. The only possibility is that nobody has tried, but nobody wants to confess one's ignorance. Then it is the best course is to agree with the collective consensus that it is difficult, very difficult. It takes lives together. I dropped that idea. I said it has to happen in this life. Otherwise, I will not let it happen in any life then I will struggle against it. Either this life or never. Now or never became my fixed approach. And the day I decided now or never, it happened. And since then I have been simply amazed how people have been befooled. The simplest thing has been made the most impossible. And the simplest thing opens the door for the third alternative. It takes you out of the pyramid. You are no more a mind. And then only you know who you are. And to know it is to have achieved everything worth achieving. Second question.
Is America prepared to receive your message?
Nobody is ever prepared to receive such a message as mine. It is not the fault of people. It is the very nature of the message. I am telling you to be yourself. Which is the most natural thing in the world. I am telling you to be silent, which needs no talents, no genius. I am telling you to live totally in the moment, which requires no qualification. My message is very simple. But the nature of the message is such that nobody is ever prepared for it. You are prepared against it. So it is nothing to do with America. The whole humanity is in the same state. Different names, different labels, but the state is the same. They are all caught by parasites. Those parasites are political, those parasites are religious, they are all kinds. You can find in every size, every sort, every shape, every color, whatever your preference. Whichever kind of parasite you want to suck you, they are available. And those parasites have been preparing you against messages like mine. Because either I can exist, my message can exist, or those parasites can exist. We both cannot exist together. When Jesus appeared, were Jews ready for his message? If that thing you call readiness, then it is good that America is not ready for my message, because I don't have any interest in being crucified. I have my own style of life, and I will choose my own style of death. That kind of death of carrying a cross on my own shoulders simply does not suit me. It is very primitive. Were Hindus ready for Buddha's message? Then where that message has disappeared? Hindus are there. Buddha's message in India has completely disappeared. Hindus were far more clever than Jews. They did not crucify Gautam Buddha. That was their whole trick. They knew. They were an ancient race and knew perfectly well that crucifying Buddha will mean making him a demarcation line in history. Crucifixion would have been the greatest publicity possible in those days. There was no other media available. And death was such a thing that when you kill somebody, it means that you are afraid of his message, afraid of his existence, afraid of his being here for a few years more. So much afraid. Why? If you are right, you must be wrong. Jesus' crucifixion proved Jews wrong, wrong forever. Whether Jesus was right or not, that is a totally separate question. I know he was not right. But Jews proved him right by crucifying him. It was their stupidity. And they have suffered for it long. They are still suffering for it. Just today I saw the news that Pope has met the highest rabbis of Jews to celebrate a declaration that was made in 1965 by the Vatican Council, that Christians are not anti-Semitic. that Christians and Jews are brothers. In 1965, 20 years have passed, so they were celebrating 20th year's celebration of the declaration that Jews and Christians are brothers, that all Jews are not responsible for Jesus' crucifixion. This is something worth contemplating. It means before 1965, all the popes were wrong. That means almost the whole Christian history, except these 20 years, 20 centuries against 20 years, all the popes who were infallible were all fallible because they were all anti-Semitic. They were fighting holy wars against Jews. And before 1965, never it was said that Jews and Christians are brothers. They were enemies. If Christians are not anti-Semite, then who is? Just me. I simply wonder, I have nothing to do with Christians, nothing to do with Jews. And one rabbi declared me an anti-Semite. I am anti-Semite. And Pope the Polak is declaring that Jews and Christians are brothers. But in 20 centuries after Jesus' crucifixion, no Jewish high command of rabbis has declared that Jesus was right, or even that Jesus was sane. It is far away to think that he was right. In 20 centuries, no authoritative rabbi has said that it was a mistake to crucify him. They still hold it absolutely right that he got what he deserved. But why Pope in 1965 suddenly started being so nice against the enemies? What is the politics behind it? The politics is clear. Now, the question is not between Christians and Jews. The question is between communism and capitalism. The polarities have changed. The questions have changed. Now it is pointless to fight against Jews because you are killing people of your own camp. Now the enemies of the past can become friends because the friends of the past have become enemies. Russia was a most orthodox Christian country in the whole world. Vatican is nothing before the Russian orthodoxy. Russia was the citadel of orthodox Christianity. Russia turned communist. The whole Christianity simply disappeared. Poland, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, China, slowly countries went on becoming communist. Pope is now saying that Jews and Christians are brothers. I can predict soon he will say Hindus are also brothers, Mohammedans are also brothers, Buddhists are also brothers. All religions are brotherly. There is no need to fight, because now the question is not between religions. It is not a question now anymore that which religion is going to rule the world. The question is whether communism or anti-communist forces are going to rule the world. So forget all about Jesus. Anyway, he is hanged. You cannot do anything about it. And just for that carpenter's son, a young hippie, why bother? And basically, it is very significant that rabbis and popes together make the declaration. These rabbis were the one who decided unanimously that the crucifixion should happen. But priests can change their faces very easily. And now they have some nerve to say that all Jews are not responsible. Then the whole high command of rabbis is not representative of all the Jews. Then who are you? And on what authority you are making these declarations that we are brothers? Because all Jews and all Christians are not represented. When Jesus is crucified by all the rabbis unanimously, not even a single rabbi objected to it. The only man who was objecting to it was Pontius Pilate, a Roman pagan who was neither Christian nor Jew, who did not believe in religion at all, who thought it all crap. That was the only man who was trying to save Jesus because there was no crime against him. He has not done anything. He may be a little crazy, outrageous, maybe saying things which should not be said, but he has not done anything. He has not harmed anybody. It was a Roman pagan who was trying to save, but no Jew was ready. Now these rabbis have some guts to declare that all Jews are not responsible for Jesus' crucifixion. Then your declaration is also just your declaration. It does not represent all the Jews, all the Christians either. But why rabbis and the bishops and the pope both are priests? That point has to be noted. Both are priests. Their vested interest is the same. Jesus does not matter to anybody. The rabbis 2000 years before killed Jesus because he was destroying their priesthood. Now, Jews are not in any way afraid of Jesus. Christians, why they should carry the old grudge unnecessarily? Deep down they also understand that they would have done the same if Jesus comes back again and suddenly declares in Vatican that I have come back as I had told before, the only begotten Son of God. What do you think? Pope and their bishops and their cardinals and their committees, what they are going to do? I can't think of anything else except another crucifixion. Now the interest of the Christian bishops, priests are the same as the Jewish. They are saying, right, they are brothers, brother parasites. And that's why Jesus has not been coming. He had promised, and I think that he is a man of word. I'd never suspect his intentions. Why he is not coming? He knows perfectly well. One crucifixion is enough. He is not such an idiot. He may be mad, but he is not idiot. He knows perfectly well that it will be even more painful to be crucified by our own priests. There was some consolation, at least at that time, that the priests were not my followers. He could pray to God, forgive them because they know not what they are doing. If Christian Pope and bishops and cardinals crucify him, he will not have even his prayer. What he will say to God? Forgive them because they know what they are doing. priests of all religions, sooner or later, settle to compromise. Now there is no antagonism between Buddhists, Jainists, Hindus. When their founders were alive, it was fire. The whole country was on fire. Now there is no fire at all. Hindu scholars come to speak in Jaina temples. Jaina scholars go to speak in Hindu temples. There is no problem at all. And these were enemy camps. One day they were ready to destroy each other completely. But that is only when the man with the message is alive. Nobody is ready, nobody is prepared to accept it. Once the man is gone, then everybody is ready to accept it, respect it. Because a dead Messiah can do no harm to you, but a living Messiah is going to destroy you completely and create you afresh.